the Lord said another curse he's going to put upon us is he was going to send us into Egypt again. When you read when the children of Israel was in Egypt, what were we doing there? Read that.
Exodus chapter 1 and verse 14. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage.
So the Egyptians made our lives bitter, the Israelites' lives bitter with hard bondage, right? Like your husband said, slavery. Come on.
In mortar and in brick and in all manner of service in the field.
So we was in the same servitude that we served here in America.
Right.
We was under that same servitude back in Egypt.
Right.
So what is the Lord saying? Go back, 68. Read that again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So when he say he's going to bring us into Egypt again, what is he saying?
He's going to bring us into slavery again.
He's going to bring us into slavery again.
Right.
Watch this.
With ships.
How are we going to get there?
With ships.
The Lord said he's going to send us into slavery again with ships. Was he speaking to the white man right here?
He was speaking to us.
He was speaking to the Israelites.
Right.
So the other nations, they never went into slavery.
Right.
They were the slave owners. They were the ones that was selling us. The Lord didn't have them suffer the same judgments. You understand? I'm going to show you why. My sister, what's your name?
Bria.
Huh?
Bria.
Bria? Okay. So the question is, what does the Lord require of us, right? Okay. So the first thing is, what's your nationality?
African American.
African American. So I'm going to show you something. Give me Isaiah 1 and 3 first. So the first thing the Lord requires of us is for us to know who we are, right? Watch this. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner.
So an ox is a cow, right? You see them all the time. They be in the field. Every time you drive past a pasture of cows, right? They doing the same thing every day, right? Every time you see them, they don't do nothing different, right? But the Lord said that same cow that does the same thing day in and day out knows who owns him, right? Come on.
And the ass, his master's crib.
And when you see a donkey, the donkey does the same thing. Every time you ride by, he's doing the same thing, right? Nothing ever changes for him. But he knows what?
And the ass, his master's crib.
So that donkey knows where his homeland is, right? Watch this.
But Israel.
It says, but Israel. Are you familiar with the Bible? You are. So when you read in the Bible, right? Specifically, but the entire Bible from the Old Testament all the way to the New, right? You read about Israel, 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 right? You don't read about African American.
Right.
You don't read about Caucasian. You don't read about Asian. You don't hear none of that. But you hear Israelites all throughout the Bible, right? So the Lord said, what about the Israelite?
But Israel doth not know.
So the Lord said that the Israelites don't know where their homeland is and who their God is, what their heritage is. Israel don't know, right? Come on.
But Israel doth not know. My people.
Now watch this. He said, my people. So he's saying that the Israelites is his people.
That's right.
He said, my people what?
My people doth not consider.
And the mass majority of the Israelites, the people you see on the sign right here, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? The people you see here, the Lord said, majority of us don't even consider to know who we are.
Right.
So like for instance, right? African American, right? Africa is named after Scipio Africanus, right? That's a white man. America is named after Amerigo Vespucci. That's another white man.
Right.
It's not named after Christopher Columbus because he never even made it here.
Right.
But they celebrate Christopher Columbus every year. But he never even made it here, right? So we call our name, our nationality after two white men that we don't even know about.
Bring it out.
But we're saying proudly, I'm an African American.
Bring it out.
Right? We was once saying the same thing, right? That's why the Lord said we don't even consider, right? Watch this, Job 8 and 8, real quick. Job 8 and 8. So the Lord requires us to learn who we are. Why? I'm going to get to that point. Watch this.
Job chapter 8 and verse 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age.
So now the Lord said one of his requirements is for us to inquire of the former age. When you inquire something, what are you doing?
You're trying to find the information.
Right, you're looking into it, right? So the Lord said we got to require of the former age. Come on.
And prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
So he said we have to search out the things of our forefathers, right? So when we read about Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Manasseh, all these tribes, these men, they live, right? These are our forefathers. So we, the so-called blacks, right? We were named American blacks after slavery. Before then, what were we called? Not sure, right? So now, that's why the Lord said we got to inquire at the search of our fathers. These are our forefathers. We are the Israelites according to the Bible.
Bring it out.
You understand? So watch this. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. So now, one thing I want you to do, sister, is to do that inquiry. Inquire. Well, how do we know? Because what I'm telling you is heavy. Because there's a people right now that's pretending to be you.
Right.
Right now. They fighting over our homeland right now. You understand? But I'm sitting here and I'm telling you that you're not an African American.
Bring it out.
I'm telling you that you're a Jew according to the Bible. But you got a whole race of people that's saying we niggas, we African Americans, we ain't ish in this world. You understand? And now they trying to pretend to be you. So you should be inquiring now. Well,
I am. I'm everything, and I'm gonna do some research when I leave here.
okay. So I want to show you something. Are you familiar with our history?
Somewhat.
Somewhat. Did this happen to us? To our forefathers?
That's what they say.
That's what they say. Do you believe that?
To some extent.
Huh?
To a certain extent.
Like what? What make you question?
Well, because it's a mixture. I mean, it's a mixture of we had that some other people were enslaved other than our forefathers.
Okay, so you believe that other nations went into slavery as well? Like what nation? Give me Daniel chapter 9.
Just different races. Just the Caucasians.
Went into slavery? Okay.
And maybe the Native Americans.
Okay.
So
The
I
Native
believe-
Americans,
I believe it was different races that was in slavery besides us.
the Native Americans is not a different race.
That's right.
When you look here, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we
Right.
make up the nation of Israel. Now, as far as all the other nations, let's see. Yeah, you believe the Bible, right? All right, let's see what the Bible say. Read that. 9 and 11.
Daniel chapter 9 and verse 11. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law.
So the Lord said all the Israelites broke his commandments. When he transgressed the law, that means we broke the commandments, right? Come on.
Even by departing.
And when we break God's laws, we're departing ourselves from God.
Right.
God only deals with us when we're keeping the commandments.
Right.
Hence, why we went into slavery. I'm going to show you. Come on.
That they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us.
It says the curse is poured upon us. What curse? Watch this.
And the oath that is written in the law of Moses. The servant of God, because we have sinned against him. And he had confirmed his words which he spake against us.
So the Lord confirmed his words that he spoke against us. The Lord spoke a word against us. See how he's using words like, I speak a word against you, and the curse is brought upon you, right? Watch this.
And against our judges that judged us by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven hath not been done as hath been done upon Jerusalem.
So the Lord said, the judgments that we suffered have only been done to the children of Israel. It hasn't been done to no other people.
That's right.
Right? What judgments is he talking about? Deuteronomy chapter 28, 15. Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
Now, my sister, when it say it shall come to pass, right? What is that? Is that future? Is it the past, or is it the present?
I would say the future.
That's definitely the future.
That's right.
Right?
And,
So
but I have heard that before, that the disobedience brought about the curse.
you absolutely right. We're about to read it. Watch this. Read that.
But it shall come to
Now,
pass.
I was saying it shall come to pass, and I want to stress that point because this was written thousands of years ago. Right? Come on.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy
So
God,
the Lord said if we don't listen to him, to do what?
to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
What?
all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So the Lord said, if we broke the commandments, that curses will come upon us. Now we just read in Daniel, he said the Lord confirmed the words that he spoke against us and the curses on us. What curse is he talking about? Watch this. Jump down to verse 48 real quick. Verse 48, come on.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So now, one of the curses the Lord said he'll put upon us is we will have to serve our enemies, right? And he's going to get descriptive on who this enemy is. Come on.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Who sent them?
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
So the Lord sent an enemy against us. This wasn't the will of man.
Right.
The Lord allowed this to happen because we broke the commandments, right?
Right.
Come on.
And hunger.
So when we hungry, right? When we hungry, where do we go to get food?
Bring it out.
Grocery stores, farms,
Grocery stores, farms, okay. Who owns these grocery stores and farms?
the enemy,
Who is that?
Caucasians.
The Caucasian race, right? Majority of them. You got Asians out there that own certain little farmers markets and things like that.
Caucasian, they own majority of.
They
all
own
the
majority
business.
of it,
Even
right.
If we have our own business, they still own.
Everything.
That's right.
They own the money system. They own the banks. They own everything, right? So the Lord is telling you who this enemy is. So he said for hunger, we'll have to go to our enemy. Come on.
And in thirst.
And for water, right? You got a water bill. You don't pay the water bill, what happens?
You know.
Now why can't we just collect water from the sky?
Bring it out.
You know what I'm saying? Why we can't just take it upon ourselves and tap into a river or something? Right? We can't do those things.
They control that.
They control everything, right? So the Lord is telling you we're going to have to go to our enemy for food, for water, come on,
And in nakedness.
and for clothing. So all those hundreds of years we picked all those cottons, you would think we would be heavily invested, right? You would think that black people would be heavily invested in cotton. We'd have picked all these cotton for 400 years for free. But we don't own no cotton fields. We created the cotton gin. We don't even reap the benefits from that. You understand? We got to go to our enemy to buy the same cotton they forced us to pick for free. You understand? Now watch this. Read.
And in what of all
The
things.
Lord said, and want of all things. If there's anything that you want in this society, you have to go to your enemy for it. If you want to go travel outside the country, you got to have a passport, right? Now they making laws. If you speak against them, they want to revoke your passport now. You won't even be able to leave. You'll be a prisoner here. You understand? So we got to go to them in want of all things, whether it's education, whether it's any type of loan, car
Bring it
loan,
out.
home loan.
I got a question.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that since this curse has been, that it's able to be overturned?
Yes. Watch this. Stay with me. Read.
And in what of all
Watch
things.
this.
And he shall put a
Watch this, sister.
and he shall put a yoke of iron.
Read it. Read it right. Read it. Emphasize that point. Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
It says, and he. So this enemy, now the Lord is being very descriptive. He said,
Right.
and he, this man, shall put a yoke of iron upon your neck.
Bring it out.
So when you look at these images right here, those images right there are yoke of iron, right? When you look it up on your phone, you're going to see these same images right there. This ain't nothing we just drew up. These are actual images. They got artifacts, right? I traveled to South America. They got the actual yokes of iron hanging up in there. You can touch them. You understand? So the Lord is telling you who your enemy is.
Right.
Verse 68. Watch this.
Verse 68.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So now, the Lord said, another curse he's going to put upon us is he was going to send us into Egypt again. When you read when the children of Israel was in Egypt, what were we doing there? If you don't know, it's fine.
My husband said slaves.
We were slaves,
He
right?
said build a pyramid. This is lame now. You know this stuff.
I mean, he's right. Watch this. Exodus chapter 1, verse 14. I'm going to prove it. Exodus 1 and 14. Read that.
Exodus chapter 1 and verse 14. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage.
So the Egyptians made our lives bitter, the Israelites' lives bitter with hard bondage, right? Like your husband said, slavery. Come on.
In mortar and in brick and in all manner of service in the
So
field.
we was in the same servitude that we served here in America.
Right.
We was under that same servitude back in Egypt.
Right.
So what is the Lord saying? Go back. 68. Read that again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt
So
again.
when he say he's going to bring us into Egypt again, what is he saying?
So he said he's gonna bring us into slavery again.
He's going to bring us into slavery again.
right.
Watch this.
With ships.
How are we going to get there?
With ships.
The Lord said he's going to send us into slavery again with ships. Was he speaking to the white man right here?
Bring it up.
You said he was?
No,
Deuteronomy 1.
he was speaking to us.
He was speaking to the Israelites.
Right.
So the other nations, they never went into slavery.
Right.
They were the slave owners. They were the ones that were selling us. The Lord didn't have them suffer the same judgments. You understand? I'm going to show you why. Go ahead.
With ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So the Lord said, you're not going to see your homeland no more again. Watch this.
And there,
And when you get off those ships,
and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
so who are we sold to?
The white man.
We were sold to the white man. We were sold to the Arabs. We were sold to the Chinese man. We were sold to all across the four corners of the earth.
Right.
Every nation had a hand in our slavery.
Right.
Right? Come on.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen
For slave men,
and bondwomen.
slave women.
And no man shall buy you.
When it says no man shall buy you right there, it's saying no man is going to save you.
Right.
Right? So you got all these black leaders that tried to get us up out of this oppression, right? You got vast groups. You got Louis Farrakhan and Malcolm X and Martin Luther Kings and you got so many different black men that tried to wake their people up and
Right.
tell them, look, man, we gotta do something to get up off the ground here.
Right.
Or else we're not gonna have no fight. Well, guess what? The Lord said, ain't nobody gonna get you up out of this captivity.
Bring it up.
The Lord is going to get you up out of this captivity. So you ask the question,
Right.
are we able to turn this curse?
Well, I know God is able, but when?
You said, but when? Well, that depends on you, right? Watch this. Give me Deuteronomy 10 and 12. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
So in order for us to get out of these curses, to get these curses lifted, right? The Lord said it's a requirement of us. He requires something of us, right? What your husband say?
He said you bow to the commandments.
Say that again.
To bow to the commandments.
We got to keep the commandments. Watch this.
But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy
So
soul.
now, if we want out of these curses, we got to love the Lord by doing what he say, right? It's going to say that.
To keep to keep the commandments.
So we have to keep the commandments. That's a requirement.
From the sky. Give me that. Follow.
Yo, Israel, what y'all doing? We need y'all to comment, like, and subscribe to IUIC Atlanta 2.0. Stop playing games.
Let me tell you, it's refreshing to hear this because these are the conversations we have.
Okay.
That's what I mean when I told him earlier about very versed in different organizations, religions, however you want to do. this is his lane and this is what he brings.
Say that again. I couldn't hear that
I
last part.
said this is his lane and this is what he brings to me.
Okay.
Because he do, this is what he do as well.
Okay.
But he, you know, he never, I think he get a little bit of
Brother, what's going on?
Israelites. It just, he is very knowledgeable in different areas.
So, I got a question for your husband. Hey, come chop it with me real quick, bro.
That's
He
right.
gotta go to work for it.
It ain't gonna be long. I just got a question for him. Oh man, what's going on, brother? Hey, so I got a question, man. Real quick. So you done some study, right?
Yeah, I did.
I see you answering a lot of questions.
Yeah, I did 5 years in prison. I did a lot of reading.
Okay, my brother. So the question I have now is knowing that what's required of us is going to get us up out of captivity, right? Are you willing to do the things that's required?
Oh, that's what we talk about all the time,
Yeah. Okay. So the main thing is you got to know what the commandments are. Right? My brother here. Same question. We've been put into slavery because of our rebelliousness to God. Right?
Right.
So right now, you feel like we enslaved? We are. Right now, we still enslaved. My brother said he just did 5 years. I know you done seen damn near chattel slavery all over again.
I don't see all of it, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? We still in slavery here.
Bring it out.
So the question is, if the Lord requires us to do something, are you men willing to do what's required to get out of this captivity?
Bring it out.
Luke 1:68. You say yes? You believe in the Bible? You do. So you believe that we are the children of Israel? Or you never heard that before? You heard that before. All right, watch it.
Luke chapter 1 and verse 68.
Come on.
Blessed be the Lord God of Israel.
So God is only the God of you black men. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
He's only the God of us. He don't love all people. He don't care for all people. That's why we're the ones that get punished. The white man done stole he done stole lands and renamed them. He done stole people and sold them. He done raped our wives and raped our daughters.
Bring it out.
And it continues all the way on to today.
Right.
But you don't see the Lord putting them through judgments the way we are. They not at the bottom of society. We at the bottom of society. You understand? We the ones that fill up the ghettos.
Bring it up.
We the ones that's always looking at how to make more money. We trying to figure this thing out.
Right.
How we gonna get these bills paid?
Right.
We are the ones that's struggling. The Lord said what?
Blessed be the Lord God of Israel. For he has visited and redeemed his people.
So it says the Lord visited and redeemed his people. So you're gonna hear these possessive now. What's your name again, bro? Q. You're gonna hear these possessive words being used. His people, my people, so on and so. We've never read the Bible in the light of the context it's been written.
Right.
Come on.
And hath raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began.
Since the world began, all the way from Genesis all the way to Revelation, they've been saying the same thing. Watch
Right.
this.
That we should be saved from our enemies.
That's the point right there. The Lord wants to save us from our enemies.
Right.
But we now got to do our part. Watch this.
That we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us.
It says from the hands of all the nations that hate us, because every nation is against us on this earth.
Right.
There's no nation that we can say they got our back. Nobody fought for us when we was on those slave ships.
Right.
Nobody's fighting for us right now. They changing all kind of civil rights laws in there right now, pushing things back. And there's nobody that's stepping up for us right now. Q, who's stepping up for us right now?
Nobody.
Where you going, Q?
I gotta go. I'm gonna get my heart signed. I'm gonna pay the man.
All right. So now watch this. So because of our rebelliousness that happened to us, the Lord said he'll save us. Y'all got children? No children? Okay. But y'all somebody's child, right? Will your parents do anything for you if you constantly rebelling against them? Hell no. Right? So if we want salvation, do you think the Lord would do anything for us if we're not doing what he said? It's not going to happen. Right? Watch this. Exodus chapter 20. So y'all got, so you working on today, right?
Supposed to be done now.
Okay. Watch this. I got this for you. Read that.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day.
Now remember, originally I told you, one of the things the Lord requires of us is for us to seek out our forefathers, right? So when we go into this Bible, we're reading our heritage out of the Bible. How our forefathers moved,
Right.
the commandments that they kept, how they applied it to their lives. right? So the Lord said, remember. Why would he say to remember the Sabbath day? Not sure? It's because we will forget. Why?
Right.
Through slavery. You understand? Watch this.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor.
So the Lord said we got to remember the Sabbath day and to keep that Sabbath day holy. Holy means separate. So we now got to keep the Sabbath day separate from any other day. How do we do that? We don't do the same thing we do any other day on this day right here. The Sabbath day. The Sabbath day is the seventh day of the week, which is Saturday. Right? What the Lord say?
6 days shalt thou labor.
He said you got 6 days to work. Right? Come on.
And do all thy work. But the seventh day,
The seventh day, the Sabbath day,
is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work.
the Lord said, on this day right here, don't do no work. Now, it sounds grievous to us right now because we all jacked up.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, yo, damn, if I don't work today, how am I? My check gonna be looking crazy.
Right.
Right? But the Lord is telling us he made this day as a day of rest between us and him.
Right.
You understand? So we got to honor what the Lord said. Read that part again.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gate.
So now, if you have a business, right, your business is supposed to shut down on the Sabbath. You can't let your workers go out to work. Or, well, I'm gonna take the Sabbath day off, but I'm gonna allow everybody else. No, that ain't what that ain't what the Lord wants.
Right.
He wants us to have a day of rest. You understand? So these are things. Now I understand. It's gonna take time, right, to get to that point. But the whole thing is the intent of the mind, right? That's why the question is, are you willing to do that? What you about to say?
I tell it all the time. People like rest, but you gotta build that point so you can rest and have that day holy, so you can have the time. Cause you can't be holy and free spirited while you stretching the world.
Okay, so this is the thing though. Sirach chapter 5, because you're absolutely right. It does take time to put these things in place, but you still gotta trust in the Lord at the same time. I can't say, hey Lord, I want the Sabbath day off, but I never asked. You know what I'm saying? I never put in applications at a different job or whatever the case may be that might be better, that I could get the Sabbath day off. You know what I mean? I ain't go with a religion exemption letter. Hey man, look, I could work every day except for the Sabbath day. Have you done those things? See what I'm saying? So watch this, read that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 5 and verse 1. Set not thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life.
So the Lord said, don't set your mind on your goods. Meaning, you got this job, right? And this job might be providing right now, but it causes you to break the Sabbath. You can't set your mind on that and be like, hey man, hey, the Lord want me to provide, he want me to work, so I'm gonna just continue down this line and break the commandments. You can't trust in those riches.
Right.
Because if you break the Lord's commandments, he'll take that from you. You understand? Come on.
Follow not thine own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart.
So you have to follow what God say. Trust in the Bible. Trust in the Lord. Trust that the Lord said he'll never see you forsaken or begging bread when you're keeping the commandments. But if you trust in your own mind, it's something heavy about your mind that we don't even understand. Watch this. Hold that. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9. It's something that we all fall into. We start to let our thoughts take control and we think that we got the answers.
Right.
That ain't how that works. Read that.
Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 9. The heart is deceitful.
The heart is your mind. Right? It says what?
The heart is deceitful above all things.
When you trust in your own thoughts, you're being deceived by your own mind.
Right.
Our minds was never created to just think for themselves.
That's right.
We got to think how God thinks, and that comes from applying the commandments to our lives. You understand?
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried. From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.